In today's video, we are creating some Dollar Tree DIYs using scrap fabric as well as fat quarters or any fabric really that you have on hand or you want to go purchase to create some gorgeous, beautiful projects you have to try. This video is sponsored by June's Journey. More info on them later on coming up in the video. Be sure to hit the thumbs up button and let's get started. For this first project, I picked up some red, white, and blue fabric, but I got them in some different patterns because I thought this would just make it more festive and fun. I actually ended up cutting these down into strips, and I'm just tying them to a rope. You can make this as long or as short, which depending on would make this easier or more time consuming to make, but it's pretty easy to do, especially if you have a child that wants to do it alongside with you. Very easy, just tie this on a rope. I made a knot at the end just so I made sure they wouldn't slide off, but going ahead and doing the red, white, and blue pattern in the different styles of fabrics. Now all these fabrics in this craft is actually from Walmart. I just grabbed some pre-cut fabric. I hate waiting on the lady at the fabric table whenever a store doesn't have good help. I know at Hobby Lobby there's always someone there, as well as other places, but Walmart seems to be the worst. There's never anybody in my store at the fabric table, so I hate having to go hunt somebody down to call somebody else to come cut my fabric. So let me know if it's the same for you at your store. That's why I love fat quarters. They're ready to go. They're usually really inexpensive, under $2, and just easy, ready to go, easy to use. So go ahead and keep tying these on as long as you want to, and it makes the perfect garland. I've done this in the fall time with fall themed colored fabrics, and it is just as gorgeous, but I thought this one looked perfect for summer and a perfect just touch of color added to an entryway table with all of my other red, white, and blue decor. Obviously, even though I cut these strips the same length, they get shorter on one side and longer on the other side. Go ahead and trim them down, but really cute to fill in a space, a longer space, anywhere that you could style a banner or a garland. Another fun way to use fabric is to actually frame it in unique different frames. So instead of just grabbing a rectangular frame, look for fun unique pieces. I know Dollar Tree has out all of these arched photo frames right now. I also found a mirror one, and I actually end up styling these together, but you also could take the mirror out if that's the only one you could find. But for this one, I go ahead and remove the backing. Now, fabric that you iron is best if you go ahead and pre-wash it, but for video purposes, I usually like to make things as quick as I can, and I don't always have time to run down and do a load of laundry first, so I end up trying to iron them, but sometimes those harsh iron lines do want to come back, so I try to make sure I iron this as good as I can, but always pre-wash it if you have the time or if you can take the time to do that. But I thought this tan little spotted fabric was gorgeous. I styled it in this arch frame and then put it with this other mirror, and I think it's really high-end looking and looks really gorgeous, and you could put the perfect pop of fabric color, your favorite fabric, in these frames. So if you love creating and decorating, you have to try my all-time favorite hidden object murder mystery game, June's Journey, which also lets you be really creative. June's Journey is a free to download mobile game where you find hidden objects in gorgeously crafted scenes. Each new scene takes you further into a thrilling murder mystery story, taking you through the quest of helping June Parker solve the murder of her sister while helping her friends with their problems. Also getting to customize your mansion and garden island. I have been playing June's Journey for the last couple of years and I still love it. It's just something I always fall back to. It keeps me so engaged. A lot of mobile games, you're annoyed that you have to go and do something to do something else. This is not like that. You actually love solving the puzzles, earning the rewards, decorating your estate while trying to figure out the fun murder mystery story that goes along with it. So if you haven't tried it, highly recommend. One of my favorites. You can download June's Journey by going and clicking the link down in the description box or scanning the QR code that's up on the screen. June's Journey is available on Android and iOS mobile devices and on PC through Facebook Games. So be sure to try it out today. You're going to love it. A huge thank you to June's Journey for sponsoring today's video. Now let's get back into crafting. If you have any old pots or planters that you don't like anymore, maybe they got cracked or maybe the color just went out of style, save them, hang on to them. You can actually wrap these with different color fabric and different styles, and this makes it so easy to make over any pot or planter for a certain holiday or going to update the color of it. I love to play around mixing colors and patterns, so I'm using 2 different styled blue ones and then just a normal white just to kind of break it up. I thought that even though this looks beautiful for 4th of July and a fun summer color, you can definitely use it year round. So all I'm doing is mixing 1 part Mod Podge as well as 1 part water. It tends to be a little bit runny. I wish I would have added just a touch of less water. Either way, it still dries perfectly and works, but I dip my strips down into the Mod Podge mixture and then apply it to the pot. I am just going to let this completely dry. I like to set it up on something a little bit taller so that the excess Mod Podge can drip down off of the planter to let it dry, but completely wrap the entire thing, let it dry overnight, and then put whatever you want in there. I added some styrofoam as well as just some Dollar Tree faux floral stems, and it looks really great. I stuck these down into the styrofoam, added some rocks, and this looks like an awesome huge planter that I made using dollar store items for just a few bucks. Okay, so I'm using the same mixture, 1 part Mod Podge with 1 part water, mixing that up to do the same thing on a bowl. So any glassware bowl, any kind of container would work. But this time I am using this fun black musical fabric fat quarter that I found at Walmart. My daughter is crazy about playing violin right now. She's currently in violin lessons, and she just has some fun little signs around her room around music and things. So I thought this would be the cutest little planter. She also wanted like a boho room with lots of plants and fake florals. She also has real plants in there, but I thought this would be really fun for her, so I go ahead and do the same thing, put the strips on. This can be super messy, but easily wiped up and cleaned up. I also add the styrofoam in, as well as some fun succulents, add some rocks, and a really cute planter, a unique piece that you could make to fit your style. Once again, very budget friendly and easy to do. I love setting stacks of books all over my home. It gives it a cozy look and is an easy, inexpensive way to add decor because you can pick up books at the thrift store for like 50 cents sometimes a quarter. So all I am doing is using some fun summer fabric and wrapping these books with them. I'm not even gluing them down, not even Mod Podging them, nothing, just cutting it down to size, wrapping the cover of it with this fabric, and then styling it. This is so easy. It makes it really fun to add pops of color without worrying about storing this for the next year or putting it away and making different ones for new seasons. All you have to do is just pick up some fabric, cut it down to size, and wrap these books with them. I just pick a couple of coordinating styles, and this is going to add that perfect pop of color in my kitchen or really anywhere that you want. when else am I going to display lemon books? I didn't want to make it permanent, so this is a great way to get that same pop of color without committing to this forever. So this is kind of a project that I've been dying to make for myself, so I thought I would bring you guys along and share with you all. But I thought in my craft room it would be too cute to make like a scrappy play button. Since my channel is revolved around crafts and DIYs, it would be really cute in my office space to make a DIY play button. So I had some fun fabric that I found at Walmart. I picked up in a gray, but I got pattern just to make it a little whimsical and fun, and red and white, and I'm going to use the gray as the backing. So I go ahead and cut down the polka dot to the size of the frame and then iron it out the best I could and use my red and white fabric. Now I did print out a play button, just googled it and printed it out so that I could get the shape right instead of me just freehanding it. For this project, since I'm not sewing it together, I am using Heat and Bond. If you've never used it, it's really cool. It is a product that you actually iron onto the fabric and it makes it really stiff, and you're able to peel the backing off and then pretty much just like it's kind of like an adhesive that would attach to another piece of fabric. So this makes it stiff enough that I can actually cut it out, the shape, very easily with a pair of scissors without having to try to pin it to the paper or anything. So it gives it a little bit of like a stiff backing so that I am able to cut it, as well as acting as an adhesive to attach to the backing. So I go ahead and cut out the shape. I do the same thing for the little white triangle. I just cut out the triangle in the YouTube play button for the pattern, and then I attached Heat and Bond to the back of the white fabric, and I peel off the paper and then attach it in the middle. The instructions say to iron it like 2 seconds to attach it to the Heat and Bond, and then after you peel the backing off and you want to attach two pieces together, I think it takes 8 seconds. So really easy to use. I don't have an iron, I just have that little Cricut heat press, so I use it as an iron all the time. But I attach these together, and then I thought it would be really fun, since this is supposed to look scrappy and DIY'd, if I add a little faux stitching around the edges. As long as it took me to get the paint marker to show up, I should have just got out a needle and thread and hand sewed those little stitchings around the play button, and it would have looked like better, a little bit more 3D. But I just went over it a few times to get those to really show up white and not look pink. But I think overall it turned out really good, exactly what I was wanting. I think it's fun just sitting on a shelf in my crafty area. So it turned out really cute. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Thank you all so much for checking out today's video. Don't forget about June's journey. All of that info will be down below, so you can click the link underneath this video to check it out for free today. And thank you all for watching. Please leave a big thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next video. Happy crafting! Bye!